So let us meet the 22 young men who will try to win that 6th straight gold, that 16th overall. Once again, they come from all across the country. There's one from Newfoundland. There's 3 from BC. There's folks from everywhere in between. Let us start on the back end, which has always been the backbone of Canadian gold medal winners.
Jake Allen right there to make the save.
Jake Allen was MVP at the 2008 World Under-18 Championship and comes into the tournament on a hot streak, compiling a .935 save percentage in his last 5 games with Montreal. Fourth-year junior Martin Jones set a Calgary franchise record in 08-09 with 45 wins and has a combined 60-10-4 mark over the past 2 seasons.
Fire score! Ryan Ellis!
Windsor superstar Ryan Ellis' 7 points in the 2009 World Junior Championship set a Team Canada record for most points by a 17-year-old defenseman. Colton Tubert gives Regina and Team Canada a hard-hitting presence with a gold medal pedigree, winning World Junior Under-18 and Junior Championships.
He shoots, scored!
St. Louis's Alex Pietrangelo is the only player released by an NHL team for this year's Team Canada, but not before scoring his first NHL goal versus the Dallas Stars. 6'5", 226-pound Jared Cowan is the Spokane captain and team plus-minus leader 4 seasons after the Chiefs chose him first overall in the 2006 WHL Bantam Draft.
Now it's Hamonic again. Wrist shot, scored!
Travis Hamonic is the top-scoring defenseman on the Canadian roster this season with a WHL leading 39 points in 31 games for Moose Jaw. Val-d'Or captain Marco Scandella is not only a strong defensive presence, he's averaging a point a game in his 3rd QMJHL season. Oshawa's Calvin DeHaan piled up 55 assists in 08-09 and ranked among the OHL's smartest players and best playmakers in a poll of OHL coaches. The goaltending was solid. Allen solid against Sweden and the Czechs. Jones shut out Finland in his pre-tournament start. As for the D, Scandella, Hamonic, likely the shutdown pair, at least penciled in that way going into this tournament. Canada's goals against in 5 straight gold medals has been under 2 every single tournament. Can Jake Allen do the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. And keep in mind, too, that goals against mark, that's a team mark. And Team Canada always has stingy defense, and this will be no exception. The trademark of this team is on the back end. But Jake Allen is a premier puck stopper, and it's important to note he's also a premier puck handler. And that can be a huge asset. There's no trapezoid in the international game. Jake Allen can make saves, and as he did in the pre-tournament games, but he's also capable of coming out and handling a puck and easing the load on his defense and allowing for the easy outs. So Jake Allen's a pressure-treated young man. He had the MVP at the Under-18 tournament for Pat Quinn, so the pressure of this event will not overcome him.
We're likely to see Martin Jones somewhere along the way, perhaps in one of those
I would
games?
think so, but it's a situation here where we've got a clear number 1. Jake Allen's the clear number 1. Martin Jones is the number 2. I would imagine they'll get Martin Jones 1 game in the tournament, but they want to make sure they keep Allen sharp. And all things being equal, Jake Allen's the go-to guy down the stretch.
All right, for more on the D that will be playing in front of those 2 guys, Gordon Miller and Pierre Maguire.
James, the book of this Canadian team coming into this tournament was that the blue line would be the strength of the club. That's where 3 of the 6 returning players are. And we've seen so far that Alex Pietrangelo, who comes from the National Hockey League, and Ryan Ellis, who's back from last year's team, have been key players.
Gord, you know as well as anybody, if you don't get offense from the defense in this tournament, you have 0 chance of winning. And for Canada, the 2 guys that are going to help propel that offense, Alex Pietrangelo of the St. Louis Blues, and also Ryan Ellis, the first-round pick of the Nashville Predators and a star player for the Windsor Spitfires. In terms of Pietrangelo, last year he was more of a specialist, a power play guy. Not so much the case this year. He's going to have to log huge 5-on-5 minutes. He's going to have to be an elite puck mover, and he's going to have to make a difference in terms of his physical presence. And in terms of Ryan Ellis, what he brings, there are very few small players anywhere in the world that can play with as much bravado as he does. And the thing I admire about him the most, he probably runs the most efficient and effective power play anywhere, and I mean including the NHL.
Now, only 2 of the 7 defensemen aren't first-round picks, and yet Travis Hamonic and Marco Scandella may play the most important role.
Well, Travis Hamonic of the Moose Jaw Warriors is probably the most improved player in the Canadian Hockey League today. He is one of those guys that's big at 6'2". He can skate at 208 pounds, and when he hits you, he hits the hurt. But what I like about him is his ability to shoot the puck and play within himself. Marco Scandella of Val-d'Or is big. He's mean. He's nasty. He clears a crease. He's not going to give you a lot of offense, but he's going to give you a lot of shutdown.
So how important is the defense of Team Canada, and how important has it been over the run of 5 consecutive gold medals? Consider this. Canada hasn't always had the tournament all-star goalie, haven't always had a forward on the all-star team. They've always had at least 1 defenseman on the tournament all-star team during this run of 5 consecutive gold medals. James?
Yeah, we'll take it a step further. They've really always had the shutdown pair. I think it was Luke Schenn who Pierre called the human eraser. They've had plenty of human erasers over the years. Weber and Phaneuf, Stahl and Parent for those 2 years in a row. Doughty and Schenn, Ollie and Myers last year. Hamonic Scandella, could they be that pairing this year for Team Canada?